morning. Went on a 3-day road trip the other day. Just got back, and there's been a nagging problem. I've been trying to figure out when I'm going to deal with it. And so today's the day. Imagine a junk drawer where you don't have room for a junk drawer. Come on, I'm going to show you. So this is the problem area. We travel in a really small van. I mean, it's a GMC Savannah. And this is where at night my wallet and keys go. My medication holder goes there. And then all of these things wind up there. And my thought is to make a box with a pull-out drawer. That way, one, it's neater and cleaner. It'll sit higher up off the counter, giving me more, clearance. And it won't allow me to throw all the extra stuff in. So I figured, let's build it, we'll attach it, and then we can decide from there if it's a good idea or if it's a Tom idea. So I brought the box in to go through it and see what has to be, obviously I need to save room for my trolls. And I don't have any, half-inch or less sheet material right now. But I have these cut-off pieces from another project I did of cedar fencing. It's 5/8. By the time we sand it, and then I can kind of make frames instead of flat pieces, which should help keep the weight down, which is important when you're paying for gas. So I think we're going to try that. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this out, but I just did a bunch of pocket holes like this, which I'm not going to show you because it turns out the screws I have are too long, and with this 5/8 soft wood, when you put the screws down in the pocket holes, they get too much angle and stick out. Like that, instead of like that. So anyway, we're going to forget that. So what I did is I set up my saw and I made longer pieces to compensate, and I'm making half lap joints. So they won't be perfect, but they'll half lap together. I can glue and tack them together, and that will become that'll be the frame of for our drawer. And the way you do it is, you set your saw depth to half your thickness. You put a back piece there because your saw is going to ride up at the back. And then you mark your pieces. I'm just using this scrap because they're all the same to mark where I want my half lap. Put it up against your sacrificial piece, which you can see the saw rides up in the back, and you cut like this. So I did this intentionally, believe it or not. You can see, now I could go back through with the saw and knock those, but once they're thin enough, you can just thumb break them or run I don't want to do this in my hand, but I will anyway. Run your flat of your chisel along it, smooth them out, and there's the other side of your lap. So nothing too fancy about it, but it'll be a nice strong joint moving forward. Better than those pocket holes in this wood. They just didn't go together well. So I'll do that and we'll come back again. What I did is laid this out on the table, and I just use these spring clamps, glue, boom. corner to corner to make sure they're roughly square. They're square. And I don't have enough spring clamps, and I don't want to wrestle with big bar clamps to do the other part. So I don't know if I should just go ahead and tack it together so I can move on or take a break. Hang on. I like doing that to you. Take a break and have some coffee. I mentioned we went out to this lake. Met some amazing people. French, Russian, Indian, New Jersey, Missouri. Hang on, there was in Florida. Wow, people from all over out in this middle of nowhere on the Olympic Peninsula here. Okay, enough of the sidetracked side quest, but back to our featured show. Guess which way I decided to go with that. And the reason for the slight angle is because I found these really small brads or tacks that are just short enough to not poke through. But if I shoot it straight in, I think I could get them to probably, I think I felt on the first one, just a tip coming through. Didn't want that. Okay, now we can let those dry and I'll come up with the idea, and I don't know what it is for the next part. It's not as pretty. It's not attached yet either. That's going to be the side pieces, and the reason I chose those is because I had them, which actually is going to make my drawer a little deeper than it was. I was thinking on 4 inches, but that little extra I think will help. So before I put the sides on and start putting anything together, I want to go through and sand all the inside parts where the drawer is going to slide. That way I don't have to try and get in it after the fact. So this is a sander. I'm going to go put my respirator on. I'm going to sand. I'm not going to make you watch any of it. You are quite welcome. Here we are. I got the sides attached. Solid sides so I can put cup hooks to hang, like, I don't know if you saw the flashlights that were hanging off the basket. So I thought that would be kind of handy. I got my drawer measurements. So now I have to make the drawer that will fit in and not bind. So I'm going to set this aside to dry. Out of the way. I'm going to come back here. I made, look, technical drawings of the sides, front, and back pieces. This one doesn't have the front, okay? So I'm going to cut those out, and we'll go see what happens next. I got this piece cut for the front. The sides and the back are going to be about a 1/2 inch lower. And I'm going to use this pegboard that used to be on the walls in here if you've been around that long. I'm going to use this as the bottom, which is about a 1/4 inch. My kerf is about 1/8 of an inch, so I'm going to have to take a couple of passes and cut a groove down each one of these that can go into. And I hope I think I explained that pretty good, actually. Pay attention, people. That was good. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to do that. I left a little ridge in there that I'm going to take out with a chisel, because I wanted to get this wide enough with 2 passes to hold the bottom. So I'm going to go take that out now. I've got all my drawer pieces cut out, and so I'm kind of dry fitting it just to see if it's all going to go to plan, and I think it is. I can't really. Let's see if I can drop you down a little. There we go. There you go. It seems the bottom is going to sandwich in there nice. So I'm going to go ahead and glue and tack it together. And I think we'll be getting close. Well, I don't want to say that yet. We'll be getting there. We're getting there. I think it's gonna work. Gonna have to come up with a good latch because I don't want this thing flying out when I'm driving. Okay, so this is where it's at. We have a frame and we have a drawer. They go together. I'm gonna let the glue dry overnight, and what? My dog wants my attention. And then tomorrow we'll either decide to stain it, paint it, finish it, leave it, cedar so it smells good, and we'll put it in the van. That'll be tomorrow. Okay. So I went ahead and painted the frame and just put a clear coat on the front of the drawer. So now I have to lift it and mount it, and we'll be there. I can't do that while you watch. Hold on. Okay. She's mounted, and I have some hooks to hang those flashlights. I put some more runners in there, and I coated everything with beeswax. I do need to make a latch because driving down the road, it's going to need a latch, and it's removable because we have a lot of reason to get into here. My diesel heater is underneath there, and you need a lot of room to get in there and repair it. So anyway, my junk drawer is done. It's going to be a lot cleaner and neater, and thanks for hanging out. So I feel like today we spent a little bit of time in the shop and a little bit of time outside in the van in this beautiful day. And I want to thank you all for being here. See you next week.